David Haye took to social media today to announce that he has hired a new coach in the shape of veteran, amateur and professional Cuban boxing trainer Ismael Salas. I'm going to quote David Haye directly from his Instagram. He said, "I am thrilled to welcome Salas, who I have known for a number of years, into my team as head coach. I have huge respect for what he has achieved on the world stage and place huge value on what he can bring to my armory. I am determined to not only get back on the main stage of the heavyweight division, but to be better than ever with a renewed skill set to recapture world titles." So those are the words of David Haye on social media announcing his hiring of Ismael Salas. Now, Salas has, according to the statement on David Haye's Instagram, led the corner of no less than 19 world champions. I'm not sure if that includes the amateur fighters as well as the pros. Perhaps it does. But just to reel off some of the names, one of the great cruiserweight amateurs that he was in the corner of was Felix Savon, who's one of the greatest, sorry, not cruiserweight, heavyweight. One of the great amateur heavyweights of all time, Felix Savon. A lot of people believe he is the greatest amateur heavyweight of all time, Felix Savon. This is heavyweight in the amateurs, which is cruiserweight as a professional. This is the 200-pound division in the amateurs. So Felix Savon is somebody he's been in the corner of. As far as professional fighters, Salas has been in the corner of Guillermo Rigondeaux, Yuriorkis Gamboa, Nonito Donaire, Jesse Vargas, and Erislandy Lara, as well as Jorge Linares. So this is who David Haye has hired as his coach. He is apparently, again, according to the statement on David Haye's Instagram, based himself in London for the foreseeable future. So it's not like David Haye will be out having to travel anywhere, it seems, anyway, based on this statement. David Haye should be able to stay in London and be trained by this guy. I'm now going to quote Salas. He has a few things to say here about this situation. He said, "Naturally, I have followed David's comeback with great interest. He is a proven world-class talent in an incredibly exciting division. Boxing fans want to see him back in the biggest shows, hunting world titles, and that is exactly where I believe he belongs. David is in great shape. He was clearly very focused on his rehabilitation, and this has proved key to his recovery. He is already demonstrating notable power in the gym, and I'm looking forward to an exciting few months ahead." So those are the words of Ismael Salas, David Haye's new coach. What do you guys think about Salas as a trainer? Do you think he's done a good job with the guys that he's trained? Sometimes it's hard to tell how good a trainer is if they haven't been building fighters from scratch, if they're just taking fighters who are already built. It's hard to tell how good they are. Now, Salas has trained fighters in Cuba for many years. Was he single-handedly building these fighters? Or did he have a lot of help from other coaches in Cuba? I don't know. So I'm not sure how good a coach Salas is. He obviously knows boxing. But how good he is as a professional coach, I'm not sure. Because he's got all these Cubans that he's trained. People like Rigondeaux and Gamboa, Lara, etc. Did he teach them all they know? Perhaps he did. I don't know. So let me know what you think about him as a trainer. And also, as I've said many times in my videos, there is no one-size-fits-all trainer in boxing. Just because a trainer works well with some fighters, it don't mean he's going to work well with all fighters. It don't mean his methods. It don't mean his style that he teaches is going to be right for all fighters. Is Ismael Salas right for David Haye? When you look at some of the fighters that he's trained, people like Rigondeaux, Lara, Savon, I mean, especially the Cubans, because that's the kind of style you would imagine that Salas is really most familiar with and what he would try and implement the most. These are slick fighters. I mean, in the case of Rigondeaux and Lara, they're southpaws. Savon, I wouldn't really say was slick, but technically very good, Felix Savon, and a tremendous puncher. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if this guy can do anything for David Haye, or if this is David Haye clutching at straws and it's a last gasp attempt to try and resurrect his crumbling career. We'll see. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, people.